Good evening from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we've had quite the couple of weeks for the rail fanning community, haven't we?
Yeah, we absolutely have with the big boy coming through, making its way, across the country. Probably a once in a lifetime visit to this area. As far as we know. So uh,
Yeah. And Tyler, you and I both got a chance to go out and see it, right? How was your experience?
we did, yeah, it was very good. I saw it with some friends on Friday the third, coming through Bridgeport, Pennsylvania, on its way into Philadelphia. And Matt, I think you caught it a couple times.
I did, yeah. I couldn't get enough of it actually. I went out on let's see Thursday the last week to chase it over the Reading and Northern, and then down towards Philadelphia, and then took my family out to see it. We were actually up in a little bit further into Bridgeport from you on Friday, and then Monday and Tuesday went out to see it again when it was leaving Philadelphia and then leaving King of Prussia. And the thing that amazed me was just the amount of crowds that it drew. It was really great seeing trains getting that much public interest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it brought a lot of people. Not just train enthusiasts, but just anybody, the general public, you know, got to see, probably the most impressive, or one of the most impressive sights you can see on the railroad today. So
Yeah,
it was a very cool experience, and we're glad we got to see it.
absolutely. And maybe it'll draw some newcomers to the model railroading hobby too. You never know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as mentioned on our social media, we're not planning a big boy model at least anytime in the near future. So, but we couldn't not recognize its visit to our home city. So, um, with that being said, let's get on to talking about the product arrivals and uh, most excitingly the pre-production samples that have come in. Tyler, you have a good amount of stuff to show us, right?
Yeah, let's get into. We can get into it. I'm actually realizing that there was something in particular I forgot to bring in. There was so much stuff here, but I'll at least get started. So we've got some new products in HO, N scale, and even in O and 30 tonight.
And
Uh,
even an HON30.
that's true. Yeah, you have some HO and 30 as well. So most of these, or some of these we've shown on our Facebook and Instagram over the past couple of weeks. We also have a couple of world premieres here tonight. But we'll start out with the HO scale, and we've got two engineering samples that we received and showed off the last couple of weeks. We're going to start off with the latest addition to our Siemens charger line, and that is the SC42DM dual mode charger. That is just recently entered service on the Metro North commuter railroad, and will also be coming soon to the Long Island Railroad and CT Rail. So you can see here, you know, first glance, it looks a lot like just all the other chargers we've made, and has all the same great features. All the separately applied details, the Siemens approved design for the body shell and all the details. Has TCS Wow Sound on board with Keep Alive Audio Assist. Uh, but of course, because this is a dual mode, meaning that it is equipped to run both off the diesel engine prime mover and off third rail electric pickups, that means there's been some changes to the configuration here. So I'm going to try and bring it up to the camera here and point some of those out. Uh, So you'll see here, looking at the left side, that would be the conductors or the fireman's side of the locomotive. We do have some differences in the body shell details here. Uh, there's going to be a extra door right here, an extra maintenance access door. We have a little bit of a difference in the grill details right here. Uh, we'll take a look under the rear here, and on the other Charger models we've done, the SC44, the SC40, SCV42, and the ALC42, you would have your battery boxes here. These locomotives have much larger batteries since they're designed to run on electric power, and they've been moved inside the car body. So we reflected that by removing them from the underbody here. We move around to the front here. Uses the same streamlined nose as the ALC 42 does. We do have some differences here. We have a brand new plow and a slightly different pilot shape down here. All the same separately applied MU cables and grab irons on the front there. Turn around here to the other side, you can see,
Oh, Tyler, I think we may have
again, we have some SC42.
we lost you there for a second. Can you just hold up that side again?
This side right here?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
I'm going to actually grab a SC44 off of our conference room display here so you can better see some of the differences.
all right. And these locomotives have been running with Metro North for a better part of almost a year now in service. And they're getting more and more common on the railroads around New York. So definitely an essential model if you're modeling the modern New York region, and soon to be beyond there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's both of the cousins in this family here. So the front ends, of course, are the obvious difference, but here's a look at the sides on both of them, just to better show off those unique details that we've done specifically for the car body on the SC42DM. And then around to the other side. But of course, the real major difference here is, of course, we have the third rail pickup shoes on the trucks, and we have a different truck side frame. So I'm going to bring that up to the camera as well. Because this is molded in black, it may be a little bit difficult to see. But we do have the third rail shoes that protruding out of here, along with the complementary electrical equipment, circuit breakers, and wiring and everything. Here's a comparison again with the SC44 here on the top. For the production version with the full decoration, we'll have this in this truck side frame in 3 different colors, so you can really better see all the details and have them pop out. So we're excited with what we have right now with the SC42DM. I think once we get the decorated samples in with the Metro North livery and everything painted up nice, it's going to make it look even better for sure.
Definitely. And there are going to be some adjustments to the sound set that's going to be on this as well to be more accurate to the prototype.
Yes, that's correct. I almost forgot about that. So in addition, like I mentioned, all the other standard TCS WOW sound features, TCS gave the decoder in the SC42DM a unique feature where to replicate when it's running off the electric third rail, you can turn off the prime mover sounds for the diesel engine to better simulate when it's running just off the electric power. So you'll still have your generators, your HVAC units, your other sounds associated with that, but the diesel engine power will be shut off to replicate when it is shut off on the prototype and when they're running off just the third rail in the tunnel heading into New York City. So we do have a sample of that decoder. It hasn't been installed in this model yet, but on a future stream we'll make sure to get that installed and do a full demonstration of the that feature, being able to turn the prime mover sounds off.
Looking forward to hearing it.
So we have one more HO test sample to show off, and it's another Siemens product, another one that we showed off a couple weeks ago. And this is the newest addition to our Siemens Venture line, and that is the first of the Amtrak San Joaquin's coaches. So Matt put together a really good Facebook post a couple weeks ago that better talks about all the differences with this compared to the other venture cars we've done for Amtrak Midwest and Via Rail Canada. But Similar to the Chargers, we've made sure to feature all the detail differences per operator. Compared to the previous releases, we've got some different antennas here on the roof of the car, and some slight differences in the design of the side entry doors. Aside from that, it has everything you've come to expect. It does have the detailed LED lighted interior. Has the marker lights on either end that can be turned on and off, with switches located actually on top, under the roof panel right here. And this is there'll be 4 road numbers for the San Joaquin's paint scheme. Uh, so hopefully we'll have those to show in a couple of months as well.
And you have this is just one body sample. There are two body styles for this car, right?
In this initial release, there are 2 body styles. Yes, there is the 1A car and the 1B car. The differences between them is on the 1B car. One end of the car here, it does not have the vestibule door. It's completely sealed off because that car is positioned behind the Charger locomotive. So there's no need for passengers to exit through that end.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have hopefully be getting a test shot of that as well soon. So this initial release will be uh, one of the 1B cars behind the locomotive, and then 3 standard 1A coaches.
And the 1B cars are also the ADA coaches, right? They have the extra door with the ADA accessible ramp that comes out of it.
That's correct. Yes.
So, yeah, it should be a cool release. I'm excited to see the painted samples of those because that's a pretty cool paint scheme that they have. It's very vibrant.
It really is. Yeah. That is of course, officially licensed with Amtrak. We do have the artwork images up on our website right now for you to peruse.
There you go. Do we have anything else for HO scale, or you want to move on to N scale?
That is all for HO. I do want to move on to N scale, but the product that I forgot was N scale, so I'm actually going to step out and head to my office and grab those. But if you want to show off the HO scenery products that we have while I'm doing that,
All right, sounds good.
I shall return.
All right, so as you can see, I've got quite a few things behind me here. We'll talk about some of the packaged products a little bit later in the stream. But in the meantime, well, I guess they are packaged products, but we have the final samples and the first package samples of our new tunnel portals. This is our single track tunnel here. Package comes with 2 portals and 4 supports. And the reason the supports come separately like this, you might be wondering what those triangles are in the middle here. Those are the supports. Those actually are going to be modular, so they don't come attached to the sides, and as you would probably use them, just in case you want to be able to use the tunnels and with a different landform than just the traditional slopes on each side. You'll be able to choose whether you want to use them as a regular side support or not even use them at all, or even have them. You can have them upside down. If you have land. The landform coming out the other way. It's kind of hard to visualize. There is a little guide in here as well, which shows all the different formations that you can use them in. But along with the single portal tunnel, we actually have the unboxed sample here, which I hastily glued together just prior to the stream. So it's not exactly aligned, but you get the impression. And that's for the double track portal there. So that's just in the regular standard configuration. Again, I used clear silicone caulk and just very hastily put this together. So if I wasn't doing it so quickly, you wouldn't see the glue marks in there. But that's my sloppy work and not the model. But you can see these come pre-painted and weathered in a concrete appearance with a little bit of exhaust or soot, depending on your era. Pre-weathered onto the models there, and just to go along with them as well, we are offering a series of retaining moles that are built to butt up against the sides of those tunnels if you want to have an extended retaining area on one side or on both sides, or you can use them independently, as you would see them on the prototype. So again, fully painted and weathered, 3D. They've got that early 20th century cast concrete appearance to them, and each one of these packs comes with 2 sets of retaining walls. And I didn't put them over here, but I'm going to grab them from over here. We also have package samples of our new rocks and boulders that we're also introducing in this series. These are the small ones, and these are the large ones here. So a few new scenery items coming later this year. Actually, they are on the water now, so they will be here hopefully in the next couple of months. But anyway, I see that Tyler has now returned, so I will bring you back on. And Tyler, what do you have to show for us?
Yes, so this is. I wanted to make sure to show these off because these were one of our big reveals for the National N Scale Convention a couple of weeks ago out of Milwaukee. Always a fun show to do. Uh, and they made their public premiere there, and now they're going to be making their online premiere. And this is our latest update on the N Scale 19th Century 460. We have some painted samples now, as you can see. These are non-functional samples. They don't have any motors or electronics installed in them. We're doing some work to finalize things with the performance and the decoder setup on the locomotives, but we should have a fully decorated operational sample to show you in the near future. But we do have these painted samples in the meantime. I mean, they're just beautiful locomotives, incredible amount of detail that our production team was able to put in, in such a small scale. We have here the Central Pacific number 57, which was named the Bison, as you can see. Very similar in appearance and color scheme to the, of course, the famous number 60 Jupiter, which was at the Golden Spike ceremony.
It's a really nice, really attractive paint scheme.
Absolutely, it is. These really help show off, all the separately applied details: the whistle, the bell, the working headlight, the cowcatcher pilot here. And here's the tender as well. So we have both, much like our 440 American locomotives that we have in HO scale and did in N scale in the past. We have the option of a wood or coal load for the tender. So the Bison has the wood load per the prototype. Some very ornate lettering and scroll designs on the side there. Turn around, show the number and the wood load. And then I have one of the other road names. This one, a coal burner, and that is the Baltimore, Ohio, number 147. Preserved today, of course, in the B&O Railroad Museum. Was nicknamed the Thatcher Perkins, although it didn't carry that name originally until after it arrived at the museum. So this reflects its current restored appearance, which is closest to how it was originally built, without the Thatcher Perkins name and with its original number, 147. Very, very sharp-looking locomotive. That yellow lettering on the brown background really pops out.
Absolutely. And do you know why it was given the name Thatcher Perkins? This might be my ignorance here, but what was the story behind that?
Yeah, I believe he was the first, or one of the first, chief mechanical officers of the Baltimore, Ohio.
Gotcha.
And he would design many of their early locomotives, such as these.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So we'll hopefully be able to get some pictures up in the near future. We are waiting for the other two road names, the Pennsylvania and the Union Pacific, that are in this release. We did receive some partial samples. There were a few parts that the factory was working on, so we're hoping to get the completed versions in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be able to show all four of these 19th century 460s off at the same time.
Looking forward to seeing them all.
Yep, so stay tuned for more updates on that. So sticking with N scale, we'll move on to not a brand new, but a returning product, which has had some upgrades. It's another one we showed on Facebook recently and was in the teaser image. and that is the return of the 250-ton crane car and boom tender. So something I believe we has been out of the line for some time. It's been at least 5 years, maybe closer to 10. Uh, this is a two-pack. These cars are sold together, so you have them ready to go and go right in your work train, right out of the box. And the upgrades that we've made, major one we've done is on the boom car. This is a car that was in the line previously, as I mentioned, and those of you who had the previous release may know that had a little bit of a high ride height, where there was a very large gap between the trucks and the bottom of the chassis. I think the bolster was a little bit too large, so we've reduced the cap to make it a more realistic appearance, make the chassis of the boom car sit closer to the ground. And we've also upgraded both the boom car and the crane car with body-mounted easy make couplers. We have 4 paint schemes in this release. This is one of them, the Union Pacific, which is a brand new paint scheme for us. We've never done it in either N scale or on the HO scale version. So you've got your silver boom tender here, and then the this very distinct green crane car. You can see here has the separately applied hooks, which swing freely, simulated cables here,
I
but they're
just
not
noticed
just.
that little UP shield right on the top of the crane there. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, kind of an interesting placement. It is prototypical, but as I was saying, these hooks and cables not just for show. By using the included knob here, included in the package, you insert it into the side of the cab here, right in the window, and that gives you control over the hook and the boom. It might help if I was doing it on the correct side. That was the correct side. It is a little bit tricky. You might find that this is something that if you want to experiment with, you're going to want to do it on the when you're holding it on your hands like this, not necessarily on the tracks, but you can see. There you
And
go.
this is also a pre-production sample, so it may not have
Yeah,
the finesse of
yeah.
the final models.
Now you can see it raising up. Now, if I put it in the front window here, that'll give me control over the silver hook there on the front. So, some people might say this is a little bit more of an old school, toy train feature, but it does have the benefit that you can, position it however you like. If you want to set this crane up on a wreck scene, have it re-railing a piece of rolling stock, you have complete control over it. Or, of course, you can just have it completely retracted and just have it in transit like any other piece of rolling stock. But, with my opinion, it's just too cool of a feature to not keep that in there.
Oh yeah, and then one of the things about it also, I mean, there are alternative crane cars out there. I'm not sure about N scale, but at least for HO, or there have been in the past that had similar features, but the knobs were attached. Whereas on this, you can take it off, and it gives you the best of both worlds. You have the functionality of that while you also have the realistic appearance when it's not attached.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the 4 road names. We also have in this release, we have a generic maintenance of way scheme with no particular road on it, just the M of W lettering. And feel free to use it as is or add decals for whichever railroad of your choice, whether it's a freelance or a prototype. We have Santa Fe, which is a road name we've done in HO, but this is a new paint scheme variation. We have the blue and yellow crane as opposed to the earlier black and silver design. This crane was based out of Newton, Kansas. And then finally, we have the Pennsylvania Railroad. Got a nice, simple but sharp-looking black crane and yellow boom car here.
Always a sharp one. That Santa Fe one though, that's got to be my absolute favorite. We gotta get on that for HO, Tyler. I need that one.
Yeah, we'll see if we can squeeze it in at some point. Yeah.
Those are all very cool. Now, do you have anything else for us in N scale, or what else do you have?
Yeah, I have one more. And these are not a, new product, but we do have some new paint schemes, which we were announced in the 2026 catalog, and we now have the samples in. So we have three new road names for our N scale. We call it the Northeast Center Cupola Caboose, but we actually have a road name here that is not Northeast. And this is another first time road name for us. We haven't done this paint scheme in N scale or HO before. And this is a Union Pacific Operation Lifesaver Maintenance of Way Department Northeast Steel Caboose. Uh, the Union Pacific never had these style of cabooses originally, but this was inherited when they acquired the Chicago Northwestern. You can see it actually still has the C&W reporting marks on it. And I believe the C&W originally acquired these from the Lehigh Valley, I believe, secondhand. So this car is still in service in the 2020s on maintenance of way trains. So it's a very atypical for a Union Pacific caboose to have this green MOW color instead of armor yellow, but it's just too cool of a paint scheme, to not do and do something a little bit different for the Northeast style caboose.
And something else we've never done with these before also is the blocked out windows as well for the prototype on this car.
Yes, yeah, the Union Pacific plated over. It may have even been done on the C&W, but they plated over some of the windows that were no longer needed as this car was converted to maintenance of way use. So you can see they have two windows blanked out on the sides and all the cupola windows blanked out all the way around in this
Because we don't
car.
want anybody riding up there while it's on maintenance trains.
Exactly.
And
And
like you said, the interesting thing about that caboose is obviously it's not a northeastern model or paint scheme, but the reason it's called the Northeast Steel Caboose is because they all did originally operate with Northeastern Railroad. So any that made their way west of the Northeast were almost certainly secondhand. Like I believe, in addition to the C&W, the Rock Island got some at some point, and the furthest. I'm just throwing out random knowledge about it here. The furthest west, I think one of them ever made was the City of Prineville Railway in Oregon.
yeah,
So they did make them out west, or they did make it out west, but they were all originally purchased by Northeastern Railroads.
yeah, they were. There were a couple of very similar designs. Our particular car is based on a design that was originated with the Reading and was also used, I believe, by the Jersey Central. Lehigh Valley had very similar cars. Uh,
Western Maryland.
Western Maryland. Speaking of which, we have the second paint scheme we have here is a new road number for our Western Maryland speed lettering scheme, the 1858. And we also have, jumping forward a little bit in the timeline, have a new paint scheme, chassis system. This is a former Western Maryland car and does have the Western Maryland reporting marks on it, but these paint schemes would have followed after each other. So there you have it. Two two examples of the where these Northeast style cabooses would have been originally found.
Very cool. The
Yeah,
chassis
very
one in particular, I love the orange accents on the on the railings and grab irons and all that.
yeah, absolutely. So
Very
that's
cool.
all I have for N scale. I do have the I mentioned we had some 0 and 30, and this is a another world premiere. It's also something a little bit different for 0 and 30. We've a lot of our own 30 models in our Spectrum line, they've always been based around, very specific uh, road names, and prototypes with a high level of detail. But we've also had a little bit of whimsy in there as well. Bachmann originally started doing 0 and 30 when we did some Christmas train sets that were scaled to go together with collectible Christmas villages. And so we kind of looked at that and we said, there's some room for whimsy in 0 and 30, and we think in model railroading in general. And we have a very popular animated stock car in our line. We have it in HO scale, in N scale, and large scale. And so we decided to bring it to 0 and 30 as well. So here it is. Speaking of Christmas, this is our North Pole and Southern Reindeer Transport Express car. So this was a modification of our previously released 0 and 30 stock car. We've taken some liberties here, cut out some nice big windows in the side for the animals to poke their heads in and out. And you can see here we've got some detailed painted animal heads, reindeer heads sticking out here. Call these cars animated because as they roll down the track, going around corners, purely by gravity with no track power required, the animals bob their heads back and forth like they're looking out of the car. So we have the North Pole and Southern, the most fanciful of the bunch. We do have some that are based on actual prototypes. We have the Rio Grande and the Colorado and Southern. And these show off the other two animal heads that we've come up with for this car. You have the cattle heads on the Rio Grande car. And we have horses on the Colorado and Southern here. There we go. And then finally we have a painted and lettered to put your freelance road name of your choice on the car. This is the oxide red with the black roof. It also has horses bobbing in and out, as you can see. So there you have it, our 0 and 30 animated stock car. Something a little bit different, It's we know it's not a pure scale model, but we wanted to do something a little bit different. And we do have some other more prototypical stuff in the works for 0 and 30, as we've been talking about and showing off. Our all-new 3-bay open hoppers will be arriving very soon in 0 and 30. And we also are going to be showing off in the next couple of weeks our new track cleaning tank cars.
And there may even be more beyond that. Who knows?
There may very well be. We'll talk a little bit about the future in a couple of minutes here.
We will.
But that's about all I have to show as far as the upcoming products. So, Matt, if you want to talk about any of the other recently released, or I guess they're not released yet, but they're coming very soon.
Yeah, everything that I'm going to talk about here is on the water now, and it's expected to be here most likely by the end of the summer, if not sooner. So, going to the full screen here. So, got a few package samples back here. And what we have here, perhaps one of the most anticipated cars from the last couple of years is our 1900s era Woodside passenger car. This is the New York Central Hudson River. This car is, of course, based on the cars that are operating today on the Strasburg Railroad. Tyler did a fantastic job with the design for these cars. This is one of the cars that he designed from the ground up. And got an unboxed sample here to show. Here's the Strasburg Grasshopper level. As you can see, it's got a fully detailed interior. It's got these truss rods underneath here. And on this side, we've got the end windows as well. And of course, one of my favorite features here is you have the potbelly stove at the end there with the pipe that leads out to the actual chimney in the roof there. These will be coming with 2 numbers or names, depending on the car, per road name. You've got, in addition to Strasburg, we've also got the, as I showed, the New York Central and Hudson River. You've got the Pennsylvania Railroad. You've got the attractive olive green Southern Pacific. the other Strasbourg car to show off here as well. So those should be coming in. I believe they're slated to be here in August, but it could always change. But that is the plan. In addition to that, we also have some box samples of our upcoming center beam flat cars with flat car loads on them. These cars in reality are primarily used for hauling lumber. So we have wrapped lumber loads. This one here is the Bennett Lumber Company, which is a well-known name from the Pacific Northwest, which of course is where a lot of these cars will tend to originate from. It's got the Bennett Lumber Products branded wrapped load on it there. And just to show you an unboxed sample here, this is Union Pacific. This is probably one of my favorites. I love the Tuscan painted trucks on it there. Really adds to the look of it. And this one has a Boise Cascade load. And these loads do come off the cars. So you can just slide them right off and easily slide them right back on if you're looking at what you're doing.
Yes.
Let's see.
They're fully interchangeable with each other. You can also use those loads on the previous runs of these cars that we've done, which did not come with a load. Now you can take those loads and put them on the previously released cars.
And one of the nice things about these particular cars is a lot of center beam cars are very long cars. Typically, they're about I want to say between 72 and 85 feet long. These cars are replicating a shorter prototype, which actually in model form will make it around as tight as a 15-inch radius curve. So these have a lot of flexibility in operation even on smaller layouts.
Yeah, fully prototypical as well. There were cars that were converted either from basic flat cars or from bulkhead cars. I believe BC Rail and Canadian National were some of the early adopters, and there were some private lumber companies like Bennett Lumber that did their own conversions as well.
Correct. And I do have one box sample to show for HON 30, which is the box sample for our Festiniog coal wagon. And I do have an unboxed sample here, but it's one without trucks, so I'm just going to leave it as showing the boxed one here. These should also be coming out in the next couple of months. Of course, will be a great addition to our HON 30/009 Welsh narrow gauge line that we've been slowly building. And this comes with two road numbers, replicating the same car at different periods of its existence. It wore the number 22 at one point and wore the number 26 at one point. I believe 22 is the current number it's wearing, but this is 26 here. But sticking with the HON 30/009 theme, I do have some brand new samples to show off. This is the, again, Festiniog Railway gunpowder wagon, which is many people will know that name from Thomas and Friends, as made famous by the Skarloey Railway, but they were indeed a actual prototype. This is the prototypical paint scheme that this particular car that this model is based on wears in reality today. They use it on photo freights and for stuff like that. They don't carry gunpowder or anything like that on them anymore. But this is the Curtis and Harvey. You can see it's got some. I'll try and hit the light here. You can see the end door detail, the latch over the end there, and riveting and plating throughout. And then you also we have one other paint scheme, which is the Festiniog cement scheme, which is a slightly earlier scheme. This was, I believe, worn between the 1950s and it may have made it up through the 1980s. I'm not sure exactly when they stopped using this scheme, but it was used in maintenance of way service when it was wearing this. This is replicating in its later life when it was the paint was a little more faded. There's speculation that it was a deep maroon red when it was first painted, but unfortunately no color photographs exist of it, so we can't definitively say that, so we went with its later appearance where it's more faded, which gives for a nice in-service look. And these cars, of course, will go very nicely with our HON30 Talaflin models, even though the two lines don't meet in reality. They all will be a fitting model. They'll be fitting models to run with each other. And that pretty much does it for what I have here. Tyler, did you have anything else you wanted to share?
No, I think that's it's all very exciting stuff. That's had in the works for some time, and it's always great to see the fruits of your labor coming out.
Absolutely.
People to enjoy. Have to get a couple of those for my layout as well.
I will just show it since I have it on the table here. We don't typically make this a Thomas stream because we do a Thomas specific stream with Train World every month, but just because it's kind of a big deal. Here's the first unpainted sample, first test shot sample as they call it, of Henry in N-scale, who is of course going to be joining our N-scale line once complete. As you can see, the reason for the blue wheels is we have, of course, reused the mechanism and the chassis from Gordon, which made sense because the sizing works. But this is, other than that, a newly tooled model, and I'll just show right here. There's Henry's face. So he will be coming out in the nearest future, and of course we will keep you updated with progression as we come out with the painted samples and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think with that, let's move on to the Q&A.
Yeah, let's get into it. I think we'll take the time to mention, because there were a couple people asking about new announcements. Not just showing off samples for products we previously announced, but new announcements. We are coming up to the time of the year where we do our mid-year new product announcements. We do them in conjunction every year with the NMRA National Train Show and their national convention. And that is going to be coming up the first weekend in August. August 1st and 2nd are the show dates. We will be putting up the announcement brochure and YouTube video for the YouTube video for the non-Thomas & Friends products. That will go up on Saturday morning, August 1st. We've got some very exciting stuff in the works. We hope you'll look forward to seeing it. We hope to see some of you at the convention and the National Train Show in Chattanooga. Make sure to stop by our booth, see the latest samples, and pick up a print copy of the new announcements brochure. It's always a very good show to visit. We look forward to seeing people.
It is, absolutely. And just without giving too much away, I do want to just give the one teaser that we have a new announcement in every scale that we currently offer.
That's correct, we do.
So we'll leave it at that for now. We'll let the speculation begin.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's worth mentioning as well that the week before the NMRA National Train Show, we'll also be exhibiting at the St. Louis RPM in Collinsville, Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis, Missouri. So if you want to take a look and see any of these samples we've been talking about in this stream in person, that will be your next opportunity to do so. And that is on the, I think I already said the weekend before NMRA, which would be the 20, oh goodness, I'm going to pull up my calendar here. It will be the, actually the Friday and Saturday, the 24th and 25th of July. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to start from the top. If you want to start from the bottom, Tyler, we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have access to both Facebook and YouTube?
Yes. Yeah, I've just got the chat window open, so we should be good on that.
All right. Got one comment here saying, can't wait for the Grand Canyon Railway stuff that's coming. We can't either. We're looking forward to that. Did we show the final painted samples of the Grand Canyon Railway?
I don't believe we did.
Okay. Well, I can see it sitting on my wall over here, but let's I don't know. Should we save that till next time?
Let's save it until next time.
All right. But yeah, it's a nice looking set, and It's definitely a deserving railroad to have its own set.
Mhm. I have a question about if we're maybe planning to make a HO scale Pennsylvania Railroad K4 1361 to help with the 1361 restoration. That is a great suggestion. It's not something we're currently planning at the moment. We do have the K4 in stock and in the HO scale line. 1361 is not currently part of the line. We decided to do a couple of different road numbers to give it some variety because we'd done the 1361 in a couple of previous runs. That's not to say that we can't bring it back in the near future. So that's something that we'll keep in mind and we'll discuss among the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially it gives us an opportunity to support restoration projects.
Yep, we love to be able to do that wherever possible. I had a question about the next episode of Building a Layout with Bachmann. I know it's been a little while. It's kind of slowed down. We were going out with monthly episodes for a good amount of time there, and then it all kind of just came to a stop, and that's really just due to our workload. This project it's an ongoing project. Obviously, the goal is to have a layout that we can shoot video and photo on and demonstrate our products in a more aesthetic environment where you can see, not only just the trains themselves being Bachmann products, but Bachmann track, scenery products, all that stuff, all in one place. But unfortunately, it does have to take a backseat to more time-sensitive projects, such as getting ready for our NMRA mid-year announcements and anything like that. So we've been working at it as we can. We're hoping to get the next episode out sometime in August. And we'll have a little bit of time there between August and the end of the year where we may have a little bit more time to get a couple more episodes out. So it is still going. And we're at a good point now. We're at a fun point where scenery is just about to begin. So if you haven't been watching the series yet, this will be a good time to start.
Yeah, the great thing will be we'll be able to incorporate some of these newer scenery products we're bringing out, like the tunnel portals and the retaining walls. We do have plans to include those.
Exactly.
I have a couple of 0 and 30 suggestions, and there was some speculation about because we did mention the mid-year announcements. We'll have everything in every scale. That does include 0 and 30. The 0 and 30 announcements are going to be a returning piece of rolling stock and a returning locomotive. That'll be the extent of the teaser I can give. Not a brand new product, but products that have been out of the line. We think people will enjoy. Uh, the Heisler project, unfortunately, was canceled. We were not able to meet the pre-orders that we needed to justify the project economically. Um, but that said, we still want to support 0 and 30, and we're trying a couple of other projects, that we can be able to continue bringing out products in the line.
Yeah. And for any just to add to your teaser there, we'll say that these are not repeats of previous versions of these models.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I have a question here about are there any plans for a Norfolk and Western low-nosed SD40-2 in black and white or maroon and gold colors, or the green Southern 4501, Mikado and HO, or rerun of the Hi-Ho GP50s? A lot of great suggestions there. We're always looking for new paint schemes for our popular SD40-2, so it's certainly possible that NNW might make an appearance in the future. I do like those suggestions. For Southern 4501, a green version would be very timely. Unfortunately, in the time between when they announced that they were repainting it to the time when they will be probably I believe they're painting it out of green again. It's going to be a fairly small window, so that would not have been enough time for us to plan and get together the model to make it happen for that. But it's certainly a possibility again for the future. And with the GP50s, those models, we would, if we ever brought those back, we would probably want to do an extensive retool because those were some of our older HO locomotive models that really wouldn't fit with modern standards. But love the suggestions, and especially some suggestions for road names that we haven't done those specific models in yet.
Matt, there's a question about if we have any future plans to bring back the buildings in the Thomas line. Do we want to address that?
Um, right now, there's no plan to do that. We may look at doing more structures in the future, but it's not something that's feasible right now. It is something that we'll keep in the back of our plans, and if it does become feasible at some point again, we will certainly look into it.
I'll answer a question here about the N-Scale via venture cab cars and if there's any ETA. We're currently looking at most likely October to be able to ship those to stores. The production on basically everything on that except for the light and sound DCC decoder is finished. The factory is waiting for the decoders, which ran into some production delays, but we've been working with TCS, and I think we have those just about finished up. So hopefully we'll be able to get those over to the factory very shortly, and they can begin final assembly.
I do see a question of what kind of rocks and boulders are these? I assume that means, are they real rocks? Are they what are they made of? So they're actually made of kind of a polyfoam material. So they're very lightweight. So even if you have depending on your scenery building method, if you have fragile materials for building your mountains and your topography, this will still hold up well on those. You won't need something heavy to support it underneath.
Yeah, gives them some flexibility as well if you want to, if you have the proper tools, if you want to cut them up, carve them, do some modifications to them to suit your needs.
Right. What do you see? Oh, go ahead, Tyler.
They're not real rocks. We wouldn't just take rocks,
Yeah,
from
we just
outside.
we walked out to the back of the parking lot. We scooped them up, put them in a bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and of course the advantage to having these designed rocks instead of actual rocks means that they are scaled more proportionally as well.
Correct. Yeah.
You got a question lined up, Tyler? So I can.
Let's see. Question is, what are the paintings above you?
Oh, that's a good one.
Talking about me. Yeah. So these are we have several of these around the office, but these are I don't believe they're originals, but they're prints of the packaging artwork for some of our old train sets. You can see here we have the N scale version of the McKinley Explorer set, the older version with the F units in the middle. On the left, we have an older large scale set. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I have it listed somewhere. But you have the Rio Grande Bumblebee in the snow, and you have an early big hauler set, Santa Fe set on the right there. So yeah, not everybody gets to see those very often, but we actually have several pieces of artwork like that around the office. Some of the originals and some print copies of the artwork that we've used for our starter set packaging, our catalog covers back in the early days when we used illustrations for our covers. So yeah, that's the story behind those.
Maybe we'll do a social post at some point showing off some more of those because they are very cool. So it's
Yes.
all part of our history.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question regarding the Siemens chargers. now that the Trinity Railway Express version has seen the light of day in reality. Do we have any plans on making those? It all depends on licensing. Transit agencies are very strict with how they distribute use of their brands. Um, if we can pull it off, I'd say there's a good chance of seeing it.
I just wanted to clarify because there was a question about the NMRA Thomas announcements and if they'll be available online on August 1st. They will be available online. They will be in the brochure, which we will post the interactive flipbook link on our website. We should be able to get listings up on our website, if not that day, very soon afterwards for the individual products. They just will not be part of the YouTube video where we cover the non-Thomas announcements. Not that we're trying to hide them or anything, but any Thomas related YouTube video, Thomas and Friends product video that we make does need to be approved by Mattel, and we've kind of been keeping them separate so that we can get the video out that has the non Thomas and Friends related items in it without holding up, without that being held up.
Right. We want to make sure that our announcements can go out at the same time as the show, and so we want to maintain complete control of that as much as we can.
Yeah, we'll talk about the announcements in detail on the August New Model Monday, including the Thomas announcements. And Matt, you'll be talking about them on a Thomas Tuesday stream in the future.
Yes. I have a not a question here, but a statement, which I'm laughing at a little bit. It's I, for one, am glad y'all are not doing a big boy, and that's a good comment because that's you saying that is most likely the same reason, the same sentiment as why we're not doing it, because there's so many of them out there by so many manufacturers. With new tooling and new models, we're really trying to make an effort to do things that have not been done before, things that that there is a space in the market for. But of course, and if that changes, maybe we'll do one someday. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm picturing that commenter saying that like in the Norman Rockwell freedom of speech. I'm glad you're not doing a big boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, we appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah. If these are popular, will we do more 19th century locomotives in the future? If they sell, then there's certainly a good possibility of that.
Mm-hmm.
A 440, actually, this is a follow-up from the same commenter, such as a 440. Tyler, you want to speak to that? Because we did have a 440 at one point in N scale.
Yes, yeah. So we had the N scale 440 in our line for many years in different iterations. Now the challenge that we kind of had with that model, there was back in the day, and even still to this day, there was not a motor that was small enough that could fit inside the boiler of an engine as small as a 440 American. Those 19th century locomotives, they had much smaller boilers than 20th century locomotives. And we couldn't fit a motor inside the boiler without making it completely out of scale. So the solution was to make it a tender drive locomotive where you had the motor in the tender and you had a drive shaft connecting it to the cab of the locomotive to turn the drive wheels. It was a not very reliable design, so we discontinued it back in the late 2010s. And we decided to revisit it. And we said, we want to make another old-time N-scale locomotive. But we want to do it right. We want to do it with the motor in the boiler, and we want to even do it with DCC and sound if we can. We talked to our engineering team, and they said that it just was not possible with the 440. So we decided to move forward with the 19th century 460 project so that we could get all those modern features in there. It's not out of the question that we could revisit the American 440 someday. Right
Especially
now,
as technology gets smaller.
Yes, exactly. But the technology is not quite there yet. But
I think Maybe when you do the when we show off the other paint schemes of the 460, you should bring in one of the 440s as well, just to show just exactly how big that size difference is.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely make sure to show that off.
I got an ETA question for the Metro North Chargers. We're probably looking at, I would say, late winter to early spring 2027 for those. They may come sooner. There's a chance they could arrive by the end of the year, but just erring on the side of caution, I would say early 2027 is your best bet. Got another question here. HOM fleets in the Acela Regional Phase 5 scheme. That, well, up until Phase 7, was my favorite scheme for Amtrak. So I'm certainly with you on that one, but we don't have it in the plans right now. But thank you
Not a,
for calling that out, because you and I may be the only people who like that paint scheme.
you are. A lot of the questions we're getting have been, product suggestions, both for new products and returning products. And I'm not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to comment on all of them. Sometimes because we are working on that stuff, and we just don't want you to know about it yet. Other things, stuff we'd like to do. Can't promise a time frame or anything like that. Things we haven't considered yet, but might take into consideration now. We appreciate all the suggestions and feedback. Helps us gauge what what people are looking for us to bring out. We can't copy on. We can't elaborate on if we have plans on a lot of this stuff that hasn't been announced.
Yeah. I've got another question here on could we make a New York Central Niagara? It's certainly a possibility. That's one we've had a number of requests for. It's a good suggestion.
Yeah. I have another question about the background behind me. What is that long blue wagon up there on the shelf? That is the one of our Spectrum HL Schnabel cars. The very famous long articulated freight cars for carrying heavy oversized loads. We've got a transformer being carried by that car up there. Has how many? 16 trucks for 32 axles. How many wheels is that? Nav is not my strong suit, but yes, it's the largest car on North American railroads. We no longer have it in production at this time, but you may still be able to find it secondhand.
I think one of my favorite things about that display there is the fact you've got the Schnabel there, our longest car with our shortest locomotive hauling it,
Yeah.
which of course was the the GE 45 tonner.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got carefully. There we go. It's very, very large.
Just a very impressive car, yeah.
Yeah.
And as you said before, anything that's been in the line in the past that we have the tooling for certainly has a likelihood of returning again in the future when the time is right. So don't count it out forever. There's certainly a chance it might come back again.
Mm-hmm.
And in a similar vein to that, I've got a question about will we ever see the auxiliary water tender again? And that's another great suggestion. We're certainly aware of a lot of paint scheme opportunities for that. So it's certainly a possibility.
I think we've got enough time for one or two more questions. I've got one ready right here, asking for a update on when Donald and Douglas will be restocked in HO. We're currently looking at December. is when they're scheduled to be restocked. That could be subject to change. Could be a little bit later, could be a little bit earlier, but right now we're targeting December restock.
Don't mind me. I'm just checking something here.
Yeah. While Matt is perusing, I'll take the time to mention, as always, if there's any questions that we missed, or if you're watching the stream, watching the replay of the stream, not able to watch live, but you're watching the replay on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to leave your question in the comments, or you can send us an email at info@bachmanntrains.com.
I did just see a couple of questions about concern about the spelling of Strasbourg on the model of the passenger car. It is spelled correctly, but the U may not have come up on screen. It kind of gets blurry, but that is a U there. So
Yeah.
we did spell Strasbourg correctly. We did not spell it with another letter.
Yeah, I think it may have been somebody in the comments spelled it with an E and was being corrected.
Well, either way, wanted to put that to rest in case in case there was any speculation of that.
Mhm.
Let's see. Just a quick scroll through here because I'm still only halfway through here. We had a lot of comments. Thank you guys for showing up and checking out the stream. Plasticville do a release at the HO Plasticville factory. That'd be a fun one to bring back. Not all of the Plasticville tooling exists to this day, owing to the fact of it being original tooling from the 1940s. Over time, it can degrade, and in some cases, we have had to discontinue some items for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But that was definitely a fun building.
Now we got some questions about a shelf tour. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. I don't think we're going to have time for it this month, but something that we can potentially do on a future stream. We've got
wait for a slow month for new arrivals.
Yeah, we have this is actually only about half of it visible behind me. We've got there's some shelves on the wall over there as well, and some more that are just out of frame. But yeah, we can definitely show that off.
Definitely. All right, I see the questions are still coming in, and there's a few that I haven't gotten to here, but we will answer those as best as we can in the in the social media comment section. But for now, we're going to sign off. Thank you all for joining us. We always enjoy doing this stream and enjoy having this direct interface with with fellow modelers out there. So we always appreciate it, and we will see you on the next New Model Monday or at a show if you're going to one of the shows.
All right, until next time.
Yeah.